Hello, this episode of Aztec God Names is on Mictlan-teuctli, Lord in the Land of the Dead. This is one of the principal gods of the underworld in Aztec religion. And to understand the meaning of this name, I will break it down into its two base nouns. Mictlan is comprised of two elements. The first is Mic, which connotes dead, somebody who has died, the dead. And the other part is tlan, a suffix which is used to indicate a land or a place. So together, Mictlan conveys the idea of the land of the dead, the people who have died. And this was a very general term for the afterlife, the underworld. But in the most specific sense of Mexica mythology, this was the bottom level of the 9 realms of the underworld that most people went to when they died. This was the darkest, deepest pit in the 9 levels below the surface of the earth. And this is where Mictlan-teuctli and his consort Mictecaccihuatl resided over most of the people who would reside there after they have passed on. Teuctli means Lord in its most literal and direct sense. And I wanted to spend some time talking about this noun root because it is very commonly spelled as Tecutli, which causes a lot of confusion among people who think that this is supposed to be pronounced Tecutli because of the way that the Spanish tried to spell it. And that is because of the way in which this noun root Tec was articulated in Mexica Nahuatl. So I wanted to break down the 3 parts of this syllable for the root for Lord, which is the T, the long E, and then the final qua, which is a voiceless labiovelar stop. So this is kind of like the qua in queen, but this can also be pronounced at the end of a syllable, which was very difficult for the Spanish to approximate because this was not something that we pronounce in Spanish or in English. So they tried to spell it with, like, say, the C-U-H, because that's how it sounded. It sounded kind of like a sound to them, so that's how they tried to spell it. Another version of the spelling is the UC. So you can often see in the colonial text Teuctli. But this can also be misleading because it could be misread as Teuctli or Teuctli, both of which could be read from the Teuc, but are incorrect because they are just trying to, again, replicate or at least transliterate that qua sound. Another interesting thing about this term is that it is actually gender neutral. It can mean Lord in a very generic sense, but it has also been applied to female figures. For one of the most famous examples is Tlaltecutli, which is Earth Lord in its literal sense, but was actually a mother goddess. So Tecutli could be applied to both male and female. So although usually it was understood as Lord, it was by itself innate or inherently gender neutral. So when we combine Mictlan and Teuctli into this compound noun, the name Mictlan-teuctli literally means the Lord in the land of the dead. The Mictlan is indicating where the god resides as Lord. So that is the full pronunciation and meaning of this name. And so now that we've looked a little bit at the meaning and the pronunciation of this name, I wanted to finish this video with a dedication, the reasons why I timed my recording for this day of 6 Dog. This video was recorded on February 2nd, 2022. In the Aztec ritual calendar, the number and sign are 6 Dog. In Nahuatl, the date would be Chicuase Itzcuintli. Mictlan-teuctli presided over both aspects of this sign. First, he governed the 6th position in the sequence of the 13-day cycle. Second, he was also associated with the day sign of Dog, especially because of the dog's role in guiding most human souls through the 9 levels of the underworld. The dog was a loyal guide and companion even after death. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Eye of the Serpent channel for updates. Your Patreon support goes toward travel, research, and production. Thank you for watching, and good roads.